these were what we're reading. These are the laws, statutes, and commandments from the foundation.
I'm asking. He's going to punish me instantly, right?
Go to Isaiah.
Number of
see, you might have not been back there at that time, Isaiah 14.
Yeah, but I'm here in this time.
Okay, but
I only got 70 to 80 years to live.
But let's see what God said.
If God punished me forever, that means He's punished me infinitely for only a finite time.
Let's see what
That's
it says.
fucking messed up.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 verse 1.
This is what God said.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
He said the Lord is going to have mercy on our lineage, Jacob. Read.
And will yet choose Israel.
When it's all said and done, He's going to still choose Israel. Read.
And set them in their own land.
He's going to set us back in our homeland, Jerusalem, because we know those Amaleks and those Khazarians that are occupying it. They're not supposed to be over there. They're not supposed to be in our homeland. Read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And some of the people are going to be joined with us. Let's see your status.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
And see, you guys took us. This is how we're going to be taking all those strangers. The same way you guys took us.
God supports slavery
go ahead.
in the Bible, man.
Yeah, but you guys are going to reap what you've sown. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants.
You guys are going to be slaves.
And handmaids.
Slaves.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Because we're still in our captivity.
Yeah, I agree,
We're
man.
still in it. Read.
Black people got a fucked up thing in this country.
Read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
When it's all said and done, we're going back to our rulership, like in the days of Moses, the days of David, Solomon, Hezekiah, Josiah. We're going back to those days where we're in our rulership. We're not in our right state right now. But this happened to us because our forefathers didn't want to listen to Moses. This is the only reason we're in this boat. But the ones that are coming back, they're going to get that rulership. The ones that keep doing all this stuff, conform to this world, they're going to get destroyed with you guys. Read.
Jeremiah 30 verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
This is the prophet Jeremiah. He said all those that devoured us, he says, you guys are going to be devoured. Read.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
He said all of our adversaries. Moab, the Chinese. Ammon, the Japanese. Ishmael, the Arab, they're going in. Elam, the Indians. All the people that did us dirty, they're all going into captivity, saith the Most High God.
Did God give us free will?
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
And all those that spoiled us, you're going to be a spoil, saith the Most High God. We're not going to answer with our opinion. We speak right out of the Bible. Read.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a breath.
So all these police that are hunting our people right now, God is getting ready to kill all of them. They're all going to get it. This is what God has said. He's going to get them all. Read.
Revelation 13.
BLM, man, but I can't have you you're just yelling at people saying they're going to go to
Isaiah 58:1. Let's see.
I don't get it, man.
Let's see. We're going to do what God says. This is what Paul said. We ought to obey God rather than man. Go to Isaiah.
Isaiah 58 verse 1. Cry aloud.
See, this is what God told us to do. He said to cry aloud and spare not. He said don't spare their feelings.
He also said give
spare not.
of your faith at all times.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
He said for us to lift up our voices like a trumpet. And from what I remember, what I know, a trumpet is a very loud instrument. That's one of the loudest in the music family. Read.
And shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin.
And this is why we come out here. We're out here for the house of Israel. We're not out here for everybody else. They don't want to hear this. They don't have to. You came up. And we're not out here for Esau. We're not out here for Esau.
Wait,
he's not here. Go to
the house of Israel. Why the fuck are you telling me all this?
You came up. You came up. We didn't call you over here.
Dude,
but we didn't. We're out here to reach the Israelites. That's what we come out for. Go to the Ezra.
Wait. So
Second Ezra 6 verse 7.
Israelites?
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder?
This is the prophet Ezra. He said, what shall be the parting asunder? Go ahead.
Of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth.
Because this place is almost over. This kingdom here is just about done. It's going to be done. The ultimate destruction for this place is the ICBM missile. Read.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac.
It goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob and Esau were brothers. But Like we said earlier, Esau broke the brotherly covenant.
Esau did one thing wrong, and then he got sent to hell for fucking ever.
Go ahead.
That's messed up.
When Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob said, "Out first the hill of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world."
The Most High God said that Esau is the end of the world. Read.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's that kingdom of Christ. That's David's kingdom, that everlasting kingdom that's never going to end. That's the kingdom we're waiting on. That was never going to be destroyed. Read.
Romans 9, verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
See, you're thinking that there's unrighteousness with God. You think that because you said, oh, Esau made that mistake. Go ahead.
God forbid, for he said to Moses, "I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy."
This goes back to Moses. He told Moses this, that he's going to have mercy on whom he chooses to have mercy on when this all ends here. He's going to have mercy on his chosen people. Read.
And I will have compassion on whom I have compassion.
He's going to have compassion on whom he chooses to have compassion. Read.
So
Hold on, you're cutting off the scripture.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that doeth mercy.
From different parts of the Bible.
See, the thing is that no prophecy of the scriptures is of any private interpretation. It was never nothing in private. This is why we come out here to bring it out. This is
you're out here screaming.
Yeah, we're out here. Nobody told you to come up. You came up. We didn't call you over here. We're gonna keep coming out. Christ commanded us to go out to the highways. How you doing, brother? He said to come out to the highways and to the byways, and as many as you find of our people, bid them to the marriage. To the Israelites. We're not out here for the other people. This is what you don't understand. We're not out here for the wicked. Read.
Verse 18. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he hath mercy, and whom he will harden it. Thou wilt say then unto me, why does he find fault?
And he'll say, well, why does God find fault in him? Why does he find fault in him? This is what he's saying.
Answer that.
For who hath resisted his will?
He's answering it for you, but you don't want to hear it.
I'll listen.
Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
So now God is saying, who are you that replieth against God? Because how can you tell?
Where is the conversation with God? It says that in the fucking verses you're
Thou the
reading.
king formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
So now he wants to ask the potter, why did he make me that way? The clay is trying to ask the potter, why did he make me like that?
Has not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Because this was all dishonor. You're going to tell me, is this honor? Is this honor what they did? This is what your people did? This is honorable what they did? Look at this. No, I'm asking you a question now. Is this honorable what they did?
Absolutely
this is all honorable? This is what Christ is talking about. Oh, this was dishonorable. This was dishonorable.
In the Bible, man. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's in the Bible, but you guys got to pay for that. Go ahead.
What if God, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of honor, the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Because the vessels of wrath, he says you guys are fitted for destruction for what you did to God's people.
He makes someone a sinner. He makes
and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of his
mercy. This is hell right here. What you guys lie about at the church about going down under the ground, this is hell. We're in our hell state right now because you guys are on top of us. We're in our hell state. This is hell, right? Go to Isaiah where it talks about hell. Let's go to Isaiah where it talks about hell. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right.
Go to Isaiah where it talks about hell.
I've read the Bible four different times in four different verses.
Let's see what this...
To try to see if it's real or not.
Go down.
Isaiah 14 verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee.
Hell from beneath is moved on us. We're in our hell state because you guys are on top of the congregation. Read.
To meet thee at thy coming, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Now he's talking about you guys.
No.
Now he's talking about you guys because you guys were that fallen. You guys were the ones that went against God from the garden.
Lucifer didn't fall. Lucifer
Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
And how did you guys weaken the nation? Hiroshima, when you dropped the bomb over on Japan, you dropped that nuclear bomb Nagasaki and
Y'all are
Hiroshima.
crazy. I can't
Read.
get over this, man.
For thou
Okay.
hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
And you guys have been going up and doing space travel, ascending up into the heavens. What's his name from Amazon just did it.
God
The
says
owner of
it.
Amazon
God says it.
just
The
did
heavens
that.
are
And,
above the firmament
and
of
because
the
he
earth,
did,
and the firmament
because
of
you
the
guys
earth
have
is
done that, you're going up
You
there
even
where
read the
Christ is
Bible?
at. You guys are going up where Christ is seated now. Read.
I will exalt my
Yeah, dude.
throne above the
That's the thing.
stars
That's
of
You
God.
guys have exalted your throne.
make life
You guys,
sound like a
you
fantasy.
guys got this,
We're just
got
here,
the space camps
That's
up
it.
there.
We have to
This is
survive
why.
by helping each
This
other
is
out,
why
not screaming at each
helping
other
each other out. You guys aren't for us. You guys are. Hey, what does God say about them? About us? They're our enemies. Read. You guys are
I
our
will
enemies.
exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the
And
congregation.
you guys are sitting on the 12 tribes of Israel right now, but the Most High is going to fix that problem. This is why he's doing it now. He's stirring up the world. He's bringing all the plagues. He's opening up the 7 seals. He's doing a lot of things, and he's going to keep killing until he accomplishes his mission of taking care of Esau. Read.
In the sides of the north, I will
In the
ascend.
sides of the north. This is North America. What you guys have done
Yeah,
to us
it's fucked up.
and doing all this, got our people locked up in the
Yeah,
prison
I
system.
agree. I
Got
agree.
and you
It's
guys put
fucked
the
up,
drugs
man.
in the community.
I'm not about
Redlining, putting all the
about that.
telling us, oh, we can't live over here, we can't live over there, and
Yeah,
all
I
the
agree. Redlining
all
was a
this
huge
stuff you
problem,
guys did.
especially because
God
it
has
put
a
black
problem.
people into neighborhoods
Go ahead.
where they had to
I will
live
ascend
in a
above the
place
heights of the clouds.
literally
I will
agree
be
with
like the Most
But